In 2004, a colleague of mine, Lisa Luree, L-U-R-E-E, and I collect her work, a fine artist, introduced Art Cards, Editions, and Originals, changing the name to avoid copyright problems, on eBay. And it caught on and became a whole kind of like art cult, and to this day is still popular. It rises and falls in faddism because some people have decided it's not art, it's a craft, which is fine. They've used photographs, which is fine. Collaged newspaper print together, okay. But the origin, and as far as I'm concerned, the real stream of quality is in original art. Whether it's an ATC card, not sold, or ACEO, which is sold. So even within ACEO, the newest brand, these 2.5 by 3.5 cards, there are strands of, I will call them quality, quite up front. I'm going to show you a few, because I collect a few, and I also happen to do a few. And the reason is because I want people to be able to have original, signed, collectible art and not go broke. Obviously, smaller art is cheaper. Some artists actually charge by the square inch in terms of how to price their art. I don't. I've put as much time on, I'll show you a piece, I've put as much time in on this little tiny canvas. Actually, it's on a special kind of paper as I have on a 24 by 18 painting. And so I'll show you a few. Here is one that I collected. This is by Sandy Coe. These are oil paintings. And they're just absolutely delightful art. I don't know if that'll focus. I hope so. Maybe we should put it away. Make the glare off a little bit. And then she varnishes, and most people varnish their cards to protect them. So varnish with very good detail. Oh my, I don't think it's going to show up. Sandy Coe. I sometimes give away some of these people's work as prizes in my monthly giveaways, but not all of them because I'm kind of infatuated with some. Here's one of Lisa Luree's pieces. By the way, she puts her thumbprint on the back and signs them, and gives a little information. And this is one of her fantasy pieces. The detail is amazing, and then she glues like little jewels on there. But these are hand painted originals. And here's just a delightful piece, just sensational. Which ways it go, do you think, like that? And again, she paints it. That's all painting, and then she glues little jewels on top to accent it. And I kind of got into skeleton art for a while. So I bought a few of hers, and then I had her do some for me. And again, they're signed and thumbprinted on the back individually. Isn't this really? This is for us online people with our coffee and cell phone under our ear. And, oh, this is Angela Lowry. She's a graphic artist. This is all hand drawn. It's really amazing work. So I mean, you know, in the truest sense, this is a good art. I'm an abstract painter for the most part, and here's one of my pieces. This is the very thick paint, as you can tell. It's still 2.5 by 3.5. There's no dimension on thickness. Just it has to be 2.5 by 3.5. And this is out of my what I call Luscious series, where I use a lot of paint. And then I have a heavy coats of varnish on top. And this is a kind of my, well, I'll let you guess which period this represents. I got into it doing a series of these different designs. These I like metallic paints. I like iridescent paints. And of course, the varnish provides the glare. Here's another one in the Luscious series. Green, bronze, red, and white. Quite thick paint. And and I'm going to say that here's the thickest painting, the thickest ACEO card I have ever done. And this is out of the Mercury series, and I use a special heat process to help raise the paint. And I think I have that wrong way up. Goes like that. That is really thick paint, isn't it? And then this is the one I was talking about that that I spent amazing amount of time on. This is the Marco Island Organic series. If you look, you'll see this rough surface. The top 3/5 is sand, and that's from Marco Island, the beaches of Marco Island. Process I developed using sand and organic matter off the beaches as part of the paint to add texture, because I'm a texture nut, as you can tell. Why the Luscious series exists. I love the feel. That's why I put a lot of varnish on, so you can feel the paintings, not just see them. But this, and a little bit more information, just FYI, is most of my paintings are layers. In other words, at the bottom of this one, there's a failed painting, because I have to admire my own work, which is, I'm hard to please, or you'll never see it. So I'll paint over top of it, but I'll use what's underneath to guide me in the next layer. Like if there's a raised place, I'll use that. If there's a certain outline, I'll use that, but change it, the intention of it, or the context of it, or the colors of it, or the texture of it. And then if I don't like that layer, that painting, I'll paint one on top of that. You know, if you don't feel good about your work, don't put it out there. This is advice to all you young artists. Just burn it or paint over it or something. I think painting over is pretty cool. Putting layers of paint, layers of paint, layers of paint till you reach. It's like an evolution. It's like life, isn't it? We can go into metaphor. It's like life, the layers of your life, you know, until you get to the finished product. And you know when you get there. Anyway, art trading cards, no longer. Art cards, editions, and originals, still around, still popular, very collectible. Signed on the back. I haven't signed this one yet, but I will. Signed on the back. Let's see. Did I have one that's signed on the back? Signed on the back. Thank you very much, and I hope that cleared up that, you know, question about what is this little tiny art stuff, you know. And so anyway, you can see I got about 50 on my website, AnthonyDJones.com, under ACEO Art. And that's it for today. You stay safe.